but she rarely went off the record, and she was amazingly candid and unguarded, and I can't read her mind, but I honestly think that she thought she was going to get a fair hearing, which is what I think I delivered.
What was the spirit of the conversation when she describes Donald Trump's personality as a, quote, alcoholic's personality? What's
amazing about the whole thing, Nicolle, is that it was just matter of fact. And she was matter of fact when she described the fact that there was still a revenge and retribution campaign going full tilt. She was matter of fact when she talked about how Letitia James was part of that retribution tour, which is practically a get-out-of-jail-free card for her attorneys. That was what was so remarkable. And I think part of it is that it's not that there's a bubble mentality in the Trump White House or a bunker mentality. It's really kind of a bubble. Mm-hmm. And I think at a certain point, when you're surrounded by like-minded acolytes, that you forget that what you're saying is sometimes crazy.
I mean, did she understand that by acknowledging the retribution and revenge and acknowledging that the Justice Department was being used in that way, that she could be subpoenaed as a witness in a vindictive prosecution?
I have no idea. But she certainly...
Is she smart?
She certainly wasn't reluctant to talk about it. And the really fascinating thing, it was the sort of arc, the sort of journey that we went through over the 11 months or so. On day 56, she told me that Donald Trump and I have a loose agreement, as she put it, that the Revenge and Retribution Tour will end on the 90th day, after 90 days. Months later, I said, remember when you told me that the Revenge and Retribution Tour would be over? She said, oh, well, it's not a retribution tour, really. And we talked about it, but I followed up and said, well, so what about all this talk about mortgage fraud and Letitia James? And she said, oh, well, that one's that's retribution. Or words to that effect. Stunningly candid, stunningly dangerous, something that no senior White House official that I can think of in history would say out loud. And yet, there we were.
What does she think of J.D. Vance to acknowledge that he is simply made a political conversion? She doesn't say, oh, yeah. I mean, J.D. Vance has said the most harsh things about Donald Trump.